Yes. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to our Holiday Card Essentials. So glad that you are here and joining us to talk about holiday gratitude cards that spark referrals. For those that you don't who don't know me or Cheryl, oh my God, Cheryl, me or Shel. We have been in the greeting card and relationship marketing world for 20 years. And I can speak for myself, and I know that Shel is probably right there as well. She'll introduce herself. But I've sent thousands of cards and helped um, tons of businesses nurture their loyalty with their customers and taught network marketing, how to create real residual income. By creating leads and showing appreciation. And what I've seen over and over is that a single heartfelt card can open a door that no sales pitch ever could. So sending cards for the holidays is really a very strong strategy if you are planning on creating long-term relationships. So now, before we get started, I'd like you to imagine sending your holiday cards this season. And you can close your eyes, imagine the people that you're sending them to. Could be your clients, could be a mentor, it could be some past clients, even anyone that's a referral partner and who you genuinely want to send some of your good juicy loving. And feel their appreciation opening that card, what it feels like to open that card envelope and open the card and read it. And imagine that moment sparking a reply. You haven't talked to that person in a long time, a conversation, a connection, and possibly a referral. So think of that when you are sending your cards this season. So if your eyes were closed to open them up, I just wanted you to just get that feeling in your bones because it makes a huge difference when you are sending out your cards. So that's what today is about. We're not just sending another holiday card, but sending intentional gratitude that strengthens relationships and drives real business opportunities. Whether you're leading a multi-million dollar business or building a passive income through your network marketing business, your growth depends on relationships. And there is no better way or time of year to nurture those relationships than it is right now. So the time we're going to spend together, I'd like you to be able to just pause, breathe, reconnect with the people that you're sending to and who matter most to your success. So we're going to guide you step by step. You'll choose a design, personalize your message, and by the end of the session, you won't have you won't just have learned something, you'll take away a feeling and actions to follow up on. And stay to the end, we have a gift for you. So settle in, have fun, and get ready to express gratitude and appreciation, and we're going to do that together. So thank you. Shel.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I just want to quickly introduce myself. So my name is Michelle, but I go by Shell. Everyone who loves me calls me Shell. That's why Shell. And I'm getting married, so my name on the screen looks like Voris, but in 8 days it's going to be changed. So that's why we're changing it now, so people can get used to my new name. And so how I learned about this system is 20 years ago, I was sitting in a professional development. I was the dean of a college, and the speaker at this or professional development seminar said, I use a service to send my holiday cards. I literally, it takes me minutes. I grab a card, write a message, send it, and all my contacts, personal and professional, get it. And I was like, I don't even know what her topic was. I just wrote it down and I was like, I have to know what that woman is using because I was the person that I literally, every person in my life, I sent out hundreds and hundreds of birthday cards every month. And thousands of cards at Christmas, and it took me months to do it, just to address all of them, stamp them, actually get them to the post office. You know the struggles. You guys have done cards before. And or I just didn't do it. I'd be like, good intention didn't follow through. So I needed a system. And then after I did my holiday cards that very first year, I realized I can use it for all kinds of occasions, not just holidays. So I've used it both personally and professionally. So professionally, I'm a coach and a virtual assistant. So I use it for all of my clients to stay in touch with their customers. So and I use it personally for birthday cards and just friends and sympathy cards and all kinds of things. So let's get started today and focus on holiday cards. But that's a little bit about me and how I landed here, and that's how I met Sarah, and it's how I met Cheryl. So it's a small world. It's a great tool to develop real connections with people. So, all right, give me 1 second. Technology is going to work for us today. Now, as I just said, it's a great way to build relationships because relationships drive revenue. If you think about it, when people know, like, and trust you, they want to purchase with you. So, what we want to do is teach you a way to strengthen your relationships today. Miss Sarah, why do
Okay.
cards still win?
Cards do still win. It's really amazing. Cards still win because it's something tangible. I'm going to just step up a second and grab a card. When you send a card to someone, it doesn't disappear. Now, I'm going to also add that our system does do digital cards. So when you need something immediate, that is wonderful. But cards don't disappear. They're tangible. You can touch them. And one of the things that I mentioned in my welcome message to you is that they start conversations. Often there may be someone that you wanted to talk to and they just weren't responding to you. You send a card and they open the conversation up. It's really a wonderful tool. Tangible. Often I will send cards with pictures from the from people's Facebook sites or Instagram and put it right on the front of the card. And it's something tangible. It's their favorite picture. And so they actually frame them. And I've had people send me pictures that they are on their refrigerator or on their wall. So um, between the personal touch, sending them pictures of them that they really value makes such a big difference. They people just love it. And if you haven't tried that yet, you really want to do that because it makes a huge difference. Joe,
Yep, you muted.
you're mute. You're
No worries. I can click the button. It's all
there you
good.
go.
Thank you. So, yeah, I just had a birthday and I have cards sitting actually on my dresser over here, my entryway dresser to, because people took pictures from Facebook or Instagram and put it on the cards. And so anytime you can make it personal, but this might not be what you're doing for a holiday card. You might write it once and make it very personal and send it to many. That's generally what happens with holiday cards. But you do want to write it as if you're writing to one person and maybe not give exact examples, but maybe you tell them something about your family or your life or your travels to make it sound very personal. So, yeah, that's how we do it maybe with holiday cards. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to help you get started. And what we're going to do is decide what kind of holiday card you want to mail. Your traditions might be better. Like Sarah and I have different holiday traditions because your belief systems might be different. So you decide what you are celebrating this holiday season and when you want a card to go out. I have a realtor that I work with, and they do a 4th of July card and a Thanksgiving card. And I have another author that does a St. Patrick's Day card and a 4th of July card. So you guys get to decide what it is you do going forward. But for in this case, for holidays, just pick the holiday you want to celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or New Year's or whatever that is you celebrate. And then what we're going to do today is we're going to help you with some ideas about designing the card with a short, impactful, personal message. we're going to help you with the idea of gathering your contacts. I think this is the part that overwhelms most people is getting all their addresses together, right? It's like, but we're going to show you a system, a way to do it that makes it easy, and it will be easy from here on out going forward in your life. Your life will probably never be the same. And then we're going to help you just get, make sure it's the way you want it, schedule it, and then have a follow-up plan because just sending cards is great, but it's the follow-up plan, the action step afterwards that I think is key as well. All right, so Stara, I'm going to have you talk about creating your contacts in tiers.
Excellent. And I also wanted to add to something you said, Shel. Um, you are sending cards out to people that have different beliefs. And as Shel said, I actually celebrate Hanukkah, and most of my contacts celebrate the holidays. So I actually do what Shel suggested. I do New Year's cards. And that way, I still get to celebrate the end of the year, which is really important to me. And I get to celebrate what also is important to the person receiving the card. So remember, it's about the person receiving the card. So so the first step is plan. Okay, who are you sending these to? That's really an important piece. And if you have a CRM, a customer relationship management system, where you keep your database. What you want to do is start now for next year, and maybe you've already done this, and your database is in the order that you need it to be. We want to look at a three-tier system. The first tier is your VIPs. These are people that you are currently doing business with, did business with this year. They're the people that really supported your business this year. And the second tier are what we call your core circle. These are people that maybe did do business with you in the past. I always look back at least 18 months to send cards to the people that have done business with me in the last 18 months. And then I sprinkle in people that I know that are just important to me, that were clients and possibly just not active right now. And other core people might be your referral partners, networkers, things that people that really impact your success. And then the third tier it's a broader network. So often I put in that tier people that I've met along the way that might be what I would call influencers. They have a really big Rolodex. They're well connected. Generally, they're extroverts. They've got a lot going on, and I have a connection to them. And I want to make sure that I stay in touch with them. So, in my broader network, you might belong to a chamber of commerce or a BNI or some other kind of networking group that you want to put in that broader network to be sure you're staying in touch with them. And building that relationship that is so important. The other thing about this plan is today is December 12th. So you are just on the timeline for getting your cards out. So in the next day or so would be ideal. Next year, when you do your cards, or like Shel was saying, if you do Valentine's Day cards or July 4th cards, reverse engineer your timeline so you know how long it's going to take to get your cards out, and you do it so it's comfortable. Michelle, Shel was saying that she used to take a long time to send her cards, and I did too. It was 3 months. It was a huge task, and I did it with a smile on my face, but now I do it with immense joy because instead of 3 months, it takes me like 5 hours, and only because I go through my tiers again and make sure I've got all the people I want in there and have the addresses correct. So think about how you want to the people you want to send the cards to, and the timeline of getting them out. The other piece about that I didn't mention is your VIPs are people you send a gift to or you drop a gift off to. If you're in real estate, many times you'll take a gift to your customers with your card. And so this is about, what I'm here talking about is the system that I use, and it's all virtual. However, there may be a lot of you out there who do your cards by hand, and you may even deliver your cards by hand for those VIPs. I would not recommend delivering all of your cards. That's probably not the best use of your time. But doing with your VIPs, cementing that relationship is really wonderful. And if the VIPs are not in your local area, then sending their gift is really important, and they'll so appreciate you. So, Shel, is there anything else you wanted to
Yeah.
add to that?
There was just so people are crystal clear, what we're talking about for holiday cards is a real physical card. You go online, you type the message, you pick it, pick it digitally, write the message, hit send, and then what happens is it actually is printed, stuffed, sealed, addressed, and mailed for you. And so that's why the timeline. And so I have a client in Alabama, and she gives all of her cards because she sends a gift with every card. She gives it a 10-day window. And so it's the 12th, some of the holidays are right here on the cusp. And so if they're coming from Utah, and so you want to give it enough mail time to get there, especially at the holidays. It's busy. It's when more people are mailing stuff than ever before. And we'll talk about it at the end. There's also a digital option, right? Like people love getting text messages, but it's not exactly the same. There's something about a physical card. And so I just want to make sure we're clear. We do have a digital option, but these we're talking about real cards in the mail. So,
Excellent.
all right. So these are just some examples. Step two is you design your card. So we have a system, we'll show this to you. We can log on with you individually after this webinar, but we're gonna pick your card. So you can see across the top row is one card. It's the front, left, right, and back side of the card. The bottom row, same, front, left, right, back side of the card. And you can see these are Sarah's examples. She's put in pictures in there. She's put in a personal message, and then she branded the back. And when I first saw this company, they didn't even have that option. It just had the company logo on the back. Now you can totally white label it and make it yours. And remember that you want a beautiful, soft, loving message, and you don't want a holiday card to have your business card in there. And so don't put any business in this card. Make it be a loving, gentle, I love you card. And then on the back is your real estate where you can actually put your website or your QR code or whatever. So you want to keep it as a birthday card is a birthday card. A holiday is a holiday card. If you're going to do marketing cards, you can do that, but just don't do it when you're also trying to be like, oh, I love you, and here's my business card. You don't want to do that. So, Sarah, any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that for me, holiday cards are a way to send appreciation. And I know you mentioned I love you. You know, I want people to know that if they're not like the lovey kind of person, and you're in a corporate setting or something like that, just
Yeah,
be sure that you are able to say thank you, and just so appreciate your business.
of
And
course.
that's so important. So.
Yeah, of course. And I'm assuming people, like, if you're using it for business, you're going to write a business like message. And if you're doing it for personal, like, and again, my perspective is I joined this for my personal contacts. I happen to use it for business as well, but I still say I love you to all those business people because I love them. So it depends on your personality, right?
Right,
And how you
right.
communicate always. So, all right,
Absolutely.
Sarah, do you want to talk about the messages inside the card?
Yeah. So as we were just saying, make the message yours, and your cards will have the same. If you're handwriting them, it may be different, or you may just write the same message on each one. If you're using our system, you can make one card. And as Shel said earlier in our talk, that you can make one card with one message, make it somewhat general so that you're expressing that gratitude, appreciation, and that it may not be as specific as if you did each card separately. However, it does get you on the road to getting your cards out. You can send 5 cards this holiday season, or you can send 5,000. Our company prints about in a normal day, 40,000 cards a day. At the holidays, we do 200,000. So you can imagine the people out there who are sending cards because they're in your same boat saying thank you very much for everything that you've done to make a successful year. So we've got at the end of this program, we do have I think it's 2 or 3 pages. We've got some samples of messages that you can pick from just to help you along. And here we have general holiday cheer, wishing you a season filled with joy, peace, and warm moments. You'll always remember warmest regards in your name. Again, something that when someone opens it, they feel like it's been directed to them and they're not thinking that you're sending this to thousands. And Merry Christmas theme. May your Christmas sparkle with laughter, love, and everything that brings you happiness. Warmest regards again from you, and New Year wishes. Cheers to this is the one I use. Cheers to a bright, fresh New Year ahead. May it bring joy, health, and wonderful surprises. Warmest regards. And I do. I know we've talked about 3 tiers, and we're talking about things that spark referrals. However, I also do have a one group in my system that is for my friends and family that I talk to all the time because they know what I do. They're always sending me referrals, and I want them to know how I feel about them. I really appreciate their friendship all year long. So they may not fit into your VIP tier 2 and tier 3, and I want to encourage you to include them as well in your mailing. Ciao.
Yeah. I just thought I would share a quick story. One of the reasons that I knew I wanted this system beyond holiday cards is because it's been years and years ago, I had a realtor. We bought and sold um, 4 homes, and I got the closing gift, and I never heard from this gentleman again. And ever, not once. And I thought if that man would have just sent me, so the next time it came to buy or sell again, he was not the person we actually went with because he didn't keep in touch. Just even one holiday card, I would have been like, oh yeah, I got to call XYZ person. And so it is important to stay in touch, even if it's one card a year. It does make a difference. So I always tell people your minimums should be their birthday, if you have it, and some kind of holiday card. Again, whatever holiday you choose. But if you do 2 touches a year, if one card would have kept me with this realtor, 2 cards probably would have secured it forever, right? But that person is no longer in business. My guess is he didn't stay in touch with any of his clients. So make sure you guys are thinking about that.
Yeah, I want to add also, there's some people, I do this once in a while. This is my 2026 is a new resolution for me on this. I'm going to start sending half birthdays because it really sticks out with people. Because they're not thinking it's their half birthday, and I neither is anyone else. So but you show up in their mailbox and you're the only one, so consider that when if you're doing 2 or 3 touches a year, consider doing their half birthday. It really, I mean, it's so much fun. So yeah.
Except for my daughter who just texted me on her half birthday. So she's 18 and a half. We sent her 18 and a half dollars for dinner. She's the only one in the world that celebrates half birthdays, but that I know.
That's
Oh,
great. That's a
oh
great.
no, smart girl. All right, step
Okay.
3 is getting your contacts organized. This is my favorite part as a virtual assistant. I love to help you guys get organized. And so I want you to think of an Excel chart in your mind, and I want you to go across the top row with me. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put these in individual columns. So you're going to put first name in one column, last name in the second column, and then you're going to I do address. So address itself, and then city, state, zip, all separate category columns. And then email and phone, because again, you're building a database of all of your contacts. So you want as much detail as possible. You don't need email and phone for our system, but it's good to have it there so you have one complete database. And then where it says tier 1, 2, or 3, where we talked about VIP, core, or your broader network, those might be what I call groups. And so it might just say group. And then you could have three different groups. One could say VIP, one could say core, the other could say broader network. And like Sarah said, you could have a friends and family. So you can have as many groups as you want, but you do want to tell the system upon import where to put them so that when you go to send them, you can just pick a grouping of people, make your card, hit send, and it goes. So I'd like us to take just a few minutes, and literally I'm just talking a few. You can see down at the bottom of the screen it says 10 and 10, which means I want you to think about if you were going to send 10 cards this year, and that's all you could possibly do, I actually would like you to write down your 10 names. And so it's not going to take us 10 minutes. I promise it will probably only take a few minutes. So Sarah and Cheryl, I'm going to task you with grabbing pen, grabbing paper, and writing down the 10 people that you know need a card this year. And so it's easy for me. I can just look at my billing system and I can just pull all my clients. However, I'm going to personally think of friends right now that have done business with me in the past that I need to stay in touch with. So
So,
let's go
Shel,
ahead
should
and
we
do
give
that.
it 2 minutes? I mean, how,
Yeah,
Cheryl?
that's fine.
Okay,
I'm like, I don't have a clock here, but yeah, 2 minutes.
I do.
Let's go.
Okay. I
All right.
love this. I love we're putting pen to paper.
Yes.
And you might think of some people you hadn't thought about. We're at the end of the year. I'm putting people on this list that actually have been really important to me this month that I'm almost certain they're not in my database.
Okay. I'll have my 10. How about you girls?
Oh my gosh, I'm still working on mine. Just a second.
Uh, Cheryl's got hers. I saw her counting. She did it on the computer. I saw her typing, typing, typing.
I got mine.
Awesome. So now what you do, guys, you simply, now that you have their names, you go into your phone, you might send them a text message, you look in your CRM, wherever you have it, and you ask for their mailing address, right? And you make a complete list, and then you update them into this spreadsheet. And then all we're going to do is make it a CSV file, and we're going to import it into our system, and you are going to be amazed at the address book or the new contact management system you have. It's life changing. In fact, it now will remind you of their birthdays. If one of your columns could be birthday or wedding anniversary and or business anniversary, you could use it one or the other, wedding or business, and then you have a complete system that reminds you of how to send cards through the year. Sarah, do you want to talk about getting the card in the mail?
Yes. So there's this is the last step, send. And the important part here, I think, is proofing the card to make sure I'm very big on typos, no typos. So making sure that your message is the way you want it, what it says, it's laid out, everything is right about it. And so the front of the card you've designed or chosen from, you've purchased a card or you've chosen one from our system that it's the front that you really want. The inside left is what you want. Is there's you could write two messages, one on the left side, maybe a quote on the left side, and a message on the right side, and then the back of the card. Make sure all those pieces are correct. And since this is for business, make sure, as Shell said, that your information is on the back of the card. That may not be as possible when you're writing your cards out, but in our system it is. And make sure that that's there with your correct phone number, your correct contact, QR codes, or whatever it is. And oh, you may even want to put on your back an invitation to a networking meeting in January or um, uh, some kind of webinar that you're going to do. So be sure that that's in there and you've included it in when you're proofreading. Strategic scheduling, we've talked about that. Get your tier 1 and tier 2 out and tier 3. You'll probably send tier 2 and 3 first because those are going through the mail for sure. Tier 1, you want to schedule your time if you are delivering them. If not, you want to make sure those also are scheduled. And you could even, I don't think we've mentioned this. We said do one card for all of your clients, and that's what I do. However, you could even do, if for your VIPs, you could do a different card. This system is so easy and it's flexible. You just want to make it as simple as possible so you get it done. And then, as this says, set up the following tasks for set your follow-up tasks for January. And think about, how do you want to kick out off 2026? Think about what was a goal that you had and how would you like to schedule that in your calendar. So beyond putting this on the back of your card, this may be something you want to put in your calendar as you do your cards. Think about, how will you follow up? When will you get in touch with the people you sent a card to, so that you keep that warm connection going? And yeah, I think that's it, Shel. I think that's it for sending.
That sounds good. You did a great job there. I love the reminder, January. Like, how often do we like just forget to call again, right? Uh,
Let me add something else. So, today is your first day. If you have not sent your cards yet, this is what I'd like to task you with. I'd like you to all commit today to looking at your tiers. Get your 3 tiers done. We put on the first 10 people in your VIP. You may have others. So get your 3 tiers done today. And then tomorrow, pick out your card, and then the next day or tomorrow you could pick out your card and write your message. The next day, design the back of the card. But get the next 3 days, get these days scheduled and get the tasks done and get your cards out, and you will be so happy.
Absolutely. Well, let me show you how the system works. You're going to see in this video that someone is actually doing it from their mobile phone. You can do it from your computer or you can do it from your phone. And so let me show you how it works, and then we will wrap up for today. And there's some QR codes there. These are our actual send out card systems that if you want to enroll with Sarah or I, that's how you do it. You just scan those. We'll come back to this in a minute, but let's watch how the system works real quick. And I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I know that I did not share the audio and I want you to be able to hear it. So let me do that. And if it's loud, I will turn down my volume. So 1 second. Can't hear it because it's muted. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Okay, hold on. And push play. All right, so that is the send out cards system. We'll go ahead and see what questions you have, but just take a second and scan either of these QR codes if you're not using the system already or you would like to. Sarah, anything else before I stop sharing this screen? Okay, wonderful. Cheryl, do you have any questions
I, I was going to
for?
say, Shel, put in the chat your contact information
Of
if they
course.
can't if they
And
can't
just so
get
you
to a
guys,
QR code.
yeah, of course.
And
Just so you guys know, I won't be here for the next 14 days. I'm getting married, so it might take me a hot minute to get back to you.
Cheryl, any comments?
No, it's great. It's a good system. I definitely look forward to prioritizing my contacts and getting out. Thank you so much.
Are
Wonderful.
you, you sound inspired.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
good.
Okay,
Excellent.
I put
Excellent.
it there. So I want to wish you all a very happy holidays and a great card sending. If you do need anything in the next few days, both of our phone numbers are there as well. So if you would take a screenshot in the chat of our phone numbers and our contact information, we're both happy to help you. And I know Sarah will help you even if I'm gone. So she will be
And,
happy to.
and let me just say, if you are here because of Shell, I am happy to help you, on her behalf. So absolutely no worries.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for your time and blessings to both of you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have an
you.
outstanding day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.